Thought I would check in with you again about how to know when you're done going back and forth on the heel. The instructions say on step number 9 to continue in this manner until ... You have one yarn over left at the end of each needle. Now here we've got 2 yarn overs and a stitch. I'm going to use them up in the last decrease, but we're not done yet. We're on the knit side, so I'll slip these as if to purl and return them twisted one at a time. Okay, now I'm going to knit 3 together. Okay, that needle is empty, but we're not done yet. There's still things at the other end that need handling. But when I turn it around and start with a backward yarn over and then go to purl back across, now okay, now we do have one single yarn over at the end of this needle. So that's the last time we're going to turn to the back. I'm going to purl across to the other side, and I'll meet up with you again when we're about ready to do the decrease at the end of the purl side and make our last turn. Okay, we're coming up to the end here. Are you ready? Okay. Here, we're coming to the last regular purl stitch. Let me drop the yarn for a minute. We're on the purl side, so I slip as if to knit, slip as if to knit, slip as if to knit. That's the last stitch on that needle. But we put these 3 back so I can move the needle around here. Come through all 3 of them. Purl these 3 together. Okay, now turn. We've used up everything, but when we turn it around, remember we're going to start with a yarn over every time we turn around. So like the instructions say, on the last turn, the right side will be facing you. Yarn over and knit across the heel needle to the yarn over at the far side. When we get there, there's going to be some fancy fiddling to go back into the round. So I'll go back here, do the yarn over, start knitting across, and we'll jump ahead to when I'm ready to do the other end of the needle. Okay, we're nearly to the end of the heel here, and we're about to start working again in the round. Let me do these last couple of stitches. Okay, now we're to the yarn over, and we need to join this yarn over to this instep needle instead of the heel needle like we've been doing. Now those of you using double pointed needles will have this a little easier than those of us on magic loop, because I have to adjust my needle tips here so that I can connect this stitch, this yarn over, with this stitch over here. So let me adjust the needle tips around here. Okay. Now, you'll see a note in your instructions that this might look like a pretty big gap, and it does. So I'm going to pick up another little stitch in here, and I'm going to put it on the needle, and then I'm going to put this one, I have to twist it. So now we're onto the instep needle, and I want to join this knit stitch here with this pickup stitch. I'm going to twist that again. Let me make a little twist in it to pull it tighter. There, that'll pull that tighter. Now I'm going to knit these 3 together. No. Let me put this down. And I'm going to start going in the round again here. Knit these 3 together. Okay. Now I'm going to work across the instep needle. You should probably have 2 knit stitches here. In pattern, which in this case is a knit 3, purl 1 rib. Going to work across the top to the other needle. Excuse me, to the other end of the instep needle. And then we will join together the last yarn overs at the other end. Okay, coming up to this last knit stitch. But this is the instep needle, and I need to join this stitch to the yarn over that's on the heel needle. Now there are a few ways to do this, and those of you working with double points will have it easier. I'm going to put this onto a double pointed needle, and then I need to get a hold of this yarn over here. So I'm going to have to scoop my needle down. For those of you who haven't done magic loop, this must look really bizarre. But anyway, okay, now I've got the last instep needle, I've got this yarn over from the heel needle, and I need to get it back onto the instep needle and decrease them together. Now again, if you've got a big gap in between, you can pick up a stitch in the gap. My gap's not too big, so let's see if it'll be okay to not do that. So we're on the knit side here, and we have a yarn over, we have a stitch, we want to knit them together with an SSK, or if you pick up an extra stitch in here, you'll have 3 strands, so it's like an SSSK. Slip as if to knit. I think I will pick up a strand here, twist it, slip that as if to knit, come through all 3 of those stitches, a yarn over from the heel, a picked up stitch in between the heel and the instep, and a last instep stitch, knit them together. Okay, there. That looks like a nice little knit stitch there at the end of our instep needle. And now we're ready to resume just working around and round. Check ahead in the pattern for what comes next. We're starting to have the ribbing show up on the back needle too. Okay, you're done with the heel. Congratulations.